Show. Be inspired, be empowered. The Anouk Show. Thursday morning on GSSL Radio. Hey.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another inspiring episode of The Anouk Show, where your heart finds its voice and your spirit gets a boost. I'm your girl Anouk, and I'm here to be a companion on this journey of discovery and inspiration. Each week, we delve into topics that touch our souls, lift our spirits, and remind us of the beauty in our lives. Whether you're tuning in to find a spark of motivation, a dose of positivity, or simply a moment of connection, you've come to the right place. So grab a cozy spot, relax, and let's explore what truly matters together. Get ready to be inspired, encouraged, motivated, and empowered, or maybe even challenged. Welcome to The Anouk Show, where every conversation is a step toward a brighter, more inspired you. We will start in just a few, but first we must take a break to hear from our sponsors. I am so grateful for each and every sponsor. Thank you. We'll be right back. Are you looking to amplify your brand? Well, look no further. Linked Superpowers is the company for you. Linked Superpowers is a cutting-edge global branding, social media, and PR agency. They help to reshape professional visibility and influence. They've been in business for a decade now, and they are on top of the game with proven results. Reach out to Linked Superpowers at www.linkedsuperpowers.com. Hey, this is your girl Anouk, and I personally use and love Mended Naturally products, and I'm not alone. These clean, natural formulas are made to nourish, restore, and pamper your skin the way nature intended. So please check out www.mendednaturally.com. That's www.mendednaturally.com to get your products today and experience the difference for yourself. Pure, simple, and naturally. Again, www.mendednaturally.com.
The Anouk Show. Yeah. Anouk Hey, Show. What you say? Anouk Show. Be motivated. Anouk Show. Yeah. The Anouk Show.
Psalms 86 verse 15 says, "But you, Lord, are a compassionate and gracious God, slow to anger, abounding in love and faithfulness." A couple of things to consider here in this verse is the verse highlights the qualities of compassion and grace. These attributes encourages us to be patient and understanding, both with ourselves and others. By focusing on compassion, we can foster a more supportive environment in our personal relationships. The verse abounding in love and faithfulness reminds us of the importance of being steadfast and reliable in our commitments. It inspires us to cultivate a sense of loyalty and dedication, whether it's in our relationships, work, or personal growth. Overall, Psalms 86 verse 15 encourages us to approach challenges and interactions with a spirit of kindness and unwavering love. This is your inspirational moment by Minister Derek Renter.
It's inspiration time. Come on and renew your mind. Everybody, it's inspiration time with Anouk.
With Valentine's Day just around the corner, I want to share a few thoughts on a topic that resonates with us all. Love. Love. Love is one of those rare forces in the universe that defies logic, transcends time, and weaves itself into the very fabric of our existence. It's in the gentle touch of a parent comforting their child, in the tearful eyes of someone saying goodbye, and in the silent understanding between lifelong friends. As Valentine's Day approaches, we're reminded of love's quiet heroism in everyday life. It's found in those small acts of kindness we often overlook: a reassuring smile, a handwritten note, a warm embrace. Love teaches us to give without expecting in return, to forgive when it's hardest, and to open our hearts even when fear tells us to close off. But love is not without its challenges. It asks us to be vulnerable, to expose our most tender selves. And in doing so, it brings bridges across the divides that separates us. It's during those moments when we choose love despite shadows of doubt and fear that we become our best selves. To love is to understand that each person is its own beautiful self, their past, their dreams, and their quiet hopes for the future. Valentine's Day reminds us to see these qualities, to celebrate the beauty within the flaws. Remember, love is much more than a fleeting emotion. It's a profound choice, a choice to nurture, to cherish, and above all, to be present. It's what binds us to each other, to the world, and to something greater than ourselves. As we journey through this week leading up to Valentine's Day, remember that love begins with you. Reflect it back to yourself and let it radiate to those around you, filling the spaces that need it most. Let's choose love, not just on this special day, but every day. For it is that choice that we find our truest self. I am excited that I have a guest with me today. I have Mr. Dex Lab. He is a passionate husband, father, and family man at its core. And I would love to get his perspective on love. Dex Lab, what's your thought about this LOVE?
Well, first off, how you doing today?
I am terrific.
That's great. Well, my thoughts about love, when I first think about it, I think about connection with another person, and we show our feelings characterized through care, commitment, understanding one another, and a deep desire to see that person's happiness. And this is not often, just expressed through just feelings. I believe that love is beyond just a feeling. It's not just an emotion, but it's an active choice that you choose to nurture a relationship through showing your support, through showing your empathy, and through showing positive actions. True love involves genuine appreciation for others and their individuality, and the willingness to listen and communicate. Just to understand that it's always a constant job that we're constantly having to sacrifice and have a commitment to. It sometimes requires putting other needs before your own, being dedicated to a relationship through thick and thin. That's a hard thing for people to go through, especially when you're because love can hurt also. And you have different forms of love. Love can manifest in various ways. Romantic love, love with your family, platonic love, and even self-love. We have to love ourselves before we can love anybody. It's a very intense feeling of deep affection, but like I feel, and like any goal, love is something that you must work hard at every day to achieve. But there's one thing that I think, and I don't think it's a goal that's ever mastered or completed. The way we behave with love, you have to be open to intake, but it has to just be a constant everyday grind, because it's something that we just do every day, but it never completes you, because you're always looking for more, or always looking for the next person to love, or a new family member. Do you ever master or get to that self-wholeness due to your chase for love? Because it's so important. It's the thing that make the world go, make the world move. I'm happy that love has evolved in my life, but it is a question to think about.
Very interesting. Thank you for sharing. I know as we were talking the other day, you made a comment that love is vague. Can you elaborate? What do you mean when you state love is vague?
So, with life and reality, everything has its own perception. So, different people have different perceptions of love. May it be a man versus a woman have a separate perception of love. I can give you some pointers for me as a man. I like physical intimacy with my wife. Those are one big thing to me. That's a perception of love for me. That shows that you love me. For some people, they might not like to hug or show affection or anything like that, but that doesn't mean they don't love their partner. That's just something that they don't show, or that's not a perception of love to them. Also having like shared goals and activities, going to the gym together, finding things to do together that we share in that shared space and shared time. That's a perception of love to me. Always, having that time, that quality time with your partner. Having that respect and admiration for them and everything they do, showing support, being there for them. It's a wide range of things. That's why I believe it's so vague. As a man, you feel love just being able to know that you're a pillar of strength in your family, that you can provide and protect, that you can be here for them when they need you. And that just receiving love from your kids is just satisfying enough for you when you might be having to put your life on the line. Your loyalty and your commitment. So I believe the love, why I say it's a vague thing, because it can be shared from anywhere from your significant other, family member, down to your kids, or maybe a best friend that you met in high school that you're still friends with to this day, and might be the first person at bat for you before anybody else. So that's why I look at it as a vague thing, and I think that people do it in many different ways.
Yeah, as you were responding to that question, one of the things you said made me think about a book that I read. And the book is called The 5 Love Languages. And it was written by Dr. Gary Chapman. And in this book, it talks about how people express and receive love. And when I was going through, before I got married, the preacher suggested that we read this book, which was a very important book. I'm going through a divorce now, so maybe I didn't read the book close enough. So I really want to hit on this topic. In this book, the 5 love languages are words of affirmation. And this is one that resonated for me. I need words of affirmation. I need someone to express that appreciation and give me that in, words. Of course, I need the actions too. The other thing is number 2, it's acts of service, which is another one of my love languages. Do some things, and I really need those words and those actions to line up, but do some things to take some things off my plate so that I can feel that love. I can feel that support. Another love language is receiving gifts. Another one is quality time. And then physical touch, which you kind of got into the physical touch one. So, again, those are the 5 love languages: words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, and physical touch. So, Dex Lab, what are your thoughts on these 5 love languages?
Words of affirmation. I'm a big believer in words of affirmation. Quality time. That's one thing I already mentioned. Physical touch, acts of service, receiving gifts. So I have some pushback on receiving gifts. Reason why I can't consider it like a total love language to me, because it seems very transactional. Um, And I know some people might say, well, that might be me giving gifts also, but you also feel that love that you're saying also when you receive gifts. And I feel like that can be very transactional. Or what if I buy you a gift, Anouk, and you don't like the gift? Does that mean that I don't love you? Or, am I not completing something because that's not your love language? Or you going to love me less because I didn't buy you the correct gift and your love language is receiving gifts? Or what if we're in a bind and I haven't been able to buy gifts because we're trying to make money stretch or something? So I'm not fulfilling. I just feel like that love language there is very transactional. It's the only one that you really have to spend money.
Well, a gift doesn't have to be money, though. I mean, it could
I
be.
mean, there's nothing physical that I can hand you that doesn't cost something, even if I make it.
Yeah, when I think of true love, to me, it's the genuine desire
Hmm.
for the well-being of another.
Right.
And what I've learned in these 53 years, and I wish I got the lesson earlier, is that even if I receive love one way, it doesn't mean that my partner or those around me receive love that same way, because we're all individuals. So if I really love you, I need to understand how you receive love. What do you need? And if you are a person, I believe gifts is a love language, right? And so if you are a person that you need the gifts, whether it's small or whatever, that I have to figure out what I need to do to make sure that you feel like you're receiving love from me. I understand what you're saying about it feels transactional, but if we're in a relationship, I don't see how that's transactional if
Okay.
I need a gift.
Can I give you an example? And let's say this year, 2025, me and you married. I've always done the gift buying, the trips, everything. But this year we tight. And here's Valentine's Day and I can't take you out. And you make a big deal of me not being able to take you out for Valentine's Day and all that. Doesn't it feel like just because that day and that's a celebration of that day that you still not acknowledging all the other days that I did that? You see why I think it can become transactional, like, because there's a lot of relationships that suffer on this day, also Valentine's Day, because the person wasn't able to do what they need to do for their partner just because of a holiday, and doesn't consider in the thought every other day that happened before that.
Very good point. I believe that every day should be Valentine's Day
Correct.
in a relationship. I believe that you have to get to know your partner and understand how they receive love, and to make sure they may not receive love the same way you receive love. And that is so really key. When you think about the 5 love languages, I really need some of all of that, right? I really need words of affirmation. I need quality time. I need acts of service. I need some gifts. I need some physical touch. But my primary ones, so when you read the book, you take this quiz, you do this assessment, and you come up with your primary ones. My primary 2 are words of affirmation and acts of service. And I do believe that has something to do with, my childhood trauma or things that I went through, of why those 2 stand out for me. And even though I do believe gifts is a love language, and I don't need gifts as a primary item, I like some gifts too. you know, like,
I
you know,
think we all like
so
gifts.
I think I understand your point is,
But see, when we speak of love language, like, and when I speak on love being vague, love language, if we're going to say love through everything, let's say love with a family member. Let's say I bought a child some shoes he didn't like and he decided to throw them across the room. He was not showing proper behavior or just appreciating what his father bought because he didn't get what he liked, so he threw a tantrum. That to me is also showing, because there's transaction now between that child. Now that child is upset with me because he didn't get what he didn't like, but I went and bought those shoes out of love. I think it can happen throughout a wide range of love. That's why another reason why I believe love is vague, because it doesn't just happen with just your partner, everything. The gift giving can also be from a family member, from a friend that makes you feel good. So we have to look at it across all the spectrum of love. And so these type of behaviors do show up, when different types of love language are being displayed, and they can sometimes backfire.
yeah. So now we'll take it to the Bible.
Okay.
And my favorite verse in the Bible around love is 1 Corinthians, the 13th chapter and the 4th verse, that says, love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. And so when you kind of think about these ideal qualities of love, because, you know, sometimes you get into a relationship, you can get mad and you begin to keep score of the wrongs that your mate has done, and that you can kind of forget about that we are all human. We're going to make some mistakes. And those people that make it in long lasting relationships, it doesn't mean that they haven't been through some stuff. They just knew how to sustain even through that. And they worked through those.
The Anouk Show. Yeah. Anouk Hey, Show. What you say? Anouk Show. Be motivated. Anouk Show. Yeah, yeah. The Anouk Show. Yeah.
Love is the quiet promise of a sunrise after the darkest night. In the garden of affection, love is the bloom that never fades. True love is not about finding someone to complete you, but inspiring you to be completely yourself. Love is the art of listening even to the words that remain unspoken. When love leads the way, every journey feels like home. Love is the gentle rebellion against life's chaos, finding order in two hearts intertwined. In the orchestra of life, love is the melody that turns noise into harmony. To love is to capture eternity in a single moment. Love is the invisible thread that stitches our hearts to the universe. In life, love's vibrant hues create the most profound pattern. Let's take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. If you missed last week's episode or any episode of The Anouk Show, just go to my YouTube page, which is Anouk, A-N-O-U-K, Brumfield, B-R-U-M-F-I-E-L-D, and you get access to all the replays absolutely free. If you enjoy them, please share it with someone else. I really do appreciate you for being part of this Anouk Show family. Thank you. Check out www.linkedsuperpowers.com and let them take your brand to the next level. www.linkedsuperpowers.com. I ask you one more question. Okay, what legacy do you hope to leave behind, And how do you shape that in the way that you live today?
If the Lord was to call me home right now, I would hope and I pray that as I went through life, that I've touched somebody's life, that I've helped somebody to be better, that I've mended a broken heart, that I've fed somebody that was hungry, that I've given clothes to somebody that was naked, that I've helped someone get shelter, that when they stand and look at me in that box, all I want somebody to say, I was a good man. And I would hope that the life I've lived would be an impact on someone to keep doing what I've done as an individual and as a person. That when someone say, as Martin King said it, if you're going to be a street sweeper, be the best street sweeper. If you're going to be a painter, paint like Michelangelo. If you're going to be a garbage man, be the best garbage man. But whatever you do, be the best.
Well, that was the voice of the none other than Pastor Calvin Austin III, a trailblazer in Shreveport. He fought for equality and justice. He worked beside Dr. Martin Luther King. I feel really blessed that I had the opportunity to cross paths with this amazing legend of the civil rights movement. I also am very grateful that I had the opportunity to interview him on this Anouk Show. He was on the show in July, and I just aired a small piece of that interview. I did it because, unfortunately, this week, Pastor Calvin Austin III has transitioned. I extend my heartfelt condolences to his entire family. He was a remarkable man. I met him about 3.5 years ago, and I felt like I had known him for a very long time. And for someone of his stature, he had so much compassion. He had so much dedication, so much resilience. He would text me and a lot of other people every day words of encouragement. And the last time he sent me a text was January 22nd. I now realized that he had gotten ill, and I failed to do a follow-up because he actually had touched my heart, touched my spirit, touched my soul in such a short amount of time in knowing him. And when he kind of talked about what legacy he wanted to leave behind, I would definitely say that he was a good man. And I say, get your rest, Pastor Calvin Austin III. Your legacy lives on. Well, as we bring this heartfelt episode of the Anouk Show to a close, I want to extend my deepest gratitude to all of you, our wonderful listeners, for joining us. Today we explored the multifaceted beauty of love, and I hope it has left your heart a little fuller and your spirit a little brighter. A very special thank you to our amazing guest, Dex Lab, for sharing his unique insights and experiences on this timeless topic. His words truly resonated and added a rich layer to our understanding of what it means to love and to be loved. Remember, love is a journey, a gentle, ever-evolving dance that enriches our lives in countless ways. As you go forward, let love be your guide, nurturing both yourself and those around you. Remember, Valentine's Day is coming up. If you don't have a Valentine's, you should still make sure you focus on loving yourself, because it starts with loving yourself first anyways, before there is room for you to love others. So let's love ourselves. Let's embrace ourselves. Let's treat ourselves. Let's hug ourselves. We deserve it. Many thanks to the state of Black Shreveport for having the Anouk Show be a part of your special weekend next weekend. If you're in the Shreveport, Bossier, Louisiana area, please come out to the Bally's Casino in the Allure Lounge on Friday, February 14th at 7 p.m. to experience the Anouk Show live. You don't want to miss it. We have some amazing guests, and we'll be talking about love and relationships. So can't wait to see everyone that can be there on Valentine's Day. Well, until next time, keep your hearts open, embrace the love around you, and always find the beauty in every moment. Thank you so much for being part of the Anouk Show family. Be inspired and keep on keeping on.
All right. I pray that you've been inspired.
Protect your peace. Isaiah chapter 26 and verse 3. He will keep you in perfect peace. Keep your mind stayed on Him.
The Anouk Show. Be inspired. Be empowered. The Anouk Show. Thursday morning on GSSL Radio.